fire Razes, Markham Secondary Dormitory. New Zealand to support Bougainville Referendum Commission. And PNG qualifies for OFC Under-17 Championship semi-finals.
This is the National EMTV News with Lorraine Gabina.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. This is Sunday's news. We start with an unfortunate news from Machiavellis Secondary School. At around 10 a.m. today, one of their dormitories went up in flames. An EMTV crew was there to witness the fire and report that all boarding students were attending church service and no one was in the dormitory at the time. The cause of the fire is yet to be confirmed. The students tried unsuccessfully to save the dormitory but were able to save a building adjacent to the dormitory, which also caught on fire. The dormitory used to house grade 10 female students who lost all their belongings. The school is in its fourth week of classes. Last year, during the second term of academic year, a grade 10 male dormitory was also destroyed by fire. An unusual situation has developed at Referendum Secondary School, where some teachers' houses are occupied by people who do not teach at the school. At a meeting today, parents, guardians and teachers say their call for help to the Education Department has fallen on deaf ears, and this is pushing them to take their matter to court. With this unresolved issue and teacher housing still a major problem for the school's administration is now asking parents to pay a 250 kina fee to help build more teachers' houses.
Referendum Secondary School held the first Parents and Guardians meeting today to seek approval to charge fees that will help build houses for teachers. Referendum Secondary School held the first Parents and Guardians meeting today to seek approval to charge fees that will help build houses for teachers.
Institutional house. Na larim tiksa to mi bla. Olga siri bia to seto meno, one talks na kam tix here. And fair or no fair? No fair. No fair. I mean no fair. Any house that built in the schoolyard belongs to the school.
Referendum Secondary School received 218,000 kina as for their first batch of TFF this year, which the school board says it's not enough to run the school and build teachers' houses.
320,000 plus commitment. Lights and water was almost cut, which I had to pay. Electricity bill outstanding of 20,000, water and sewage outstanding of 10,000 kina, telecom 300 kina. So you can imagine the bills we are going to settle. Compare that with the 218,000 kina, the school will close down.
Referendum Secondary last year's bills for electricity, water and sewage totaled to 30,000 kina. The only TFF component that schools receive is administration, but parents want to see financial reports from previous years before they agree on paying 250 kina fee.
Let our salami go or today's meeting. I must go one time our reasons for we are either agreeing or disagreeing with the government's policy. Either to collect or not to collect according to them unlawful fees. And just like I must go one time our reasons.
We want a financial report. This meeting should present a financial report. And by talking me plan when money you plan use him also when money is target on outstanding you plan, and then he come to me plan parents and me plan talk, yes, we want to support you and we want to bring it.
Adelaide Xerox Kari National EMTV News.
500 youths are expected to undergo a literacy and numeracy training program to prepare them for formal employment. This project under the NCDC Urban Youth Employment Program will be facilitated by Anglicare PNG. It covers modules appropriate for young adults with low level of literacy and education.
The Literacy and Livelihood Training Project is funded by DFAT through the World Bank and contracted to Montrose in partnership with Anglicare PNG. It will cover basic literacy and numeracy, functional literacy and numeracy for employment, and life skills for entry-level employment.
Some program to mentor our young people who are pushed out from the formal education system or never went to school or gave up schooling for one reason or another. We all recognize that it's a major problem. It's a major challenge, getting our young people to become adults with responsibility and understand their place.
They have a target goal of 500 participants to be trained by the end of the project. They're expecting at least 150 trainees a day.
They're not children. We are tailoring a curriculum towards the training of people in this situation. We've already carried out some meetings with potential trainees, and my team here in the blue shirts are working on the curriculum development as we speak, and that will be completed within the next 2 weeks or so, and then the training will kick off here in the Anglicare compound.
The objective of the training is to prepare participants for employment and upgrade their skills. Merlin Daukatam, National EMTV News.
The Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and opposition leader Don Pollier both described the late Sir Michael Ogyeo as a humble, dedicated and sincere leader, while the Prime Minister said he served as an outstanding Member of Parliament and later as PNG's 9th Vice-Regal. Opposition leader Don Pollier said it is sad to hear of Sir Michael Ogyeo's passing while still in office and just days before handing over the position of Governor-General. The man involved in the attack of an NBC journalist and camera operator last week at the Saga 6 Mile Market spoke out today. Sauga Wambu, a settler from the Saga community at 6 Mile, said the incident was a reaction to him being filmed while he was sleeping. This instigated the attack in what he described as a violation of personal space and privacy. He also clarified that he is not an employee of the Paga Hill Development Company, as stated in media reports.
On 5 Mile MBC line, so me working camera. So by mistake, so me run and me come sleep stop. So instead of when me sleep style and them come, I'm like sim photograph lo me na me to. So last time all come all bagra me so now to you la put him le meeting mo sana me stop him all. Now me no working camera me pull him come M2 pull him. So Sunday camera punda now or light blame em broke. Usana from there I'm all 5 Mile MBC line or him just in Tatango. Police come now see me go 6 Mile. So all no trust me too. Just one will look at me cell.
New Zealand pledges support for the Bougainville Referendum Commission. That and more when we return. Welcome back to National EMTV News. New Zealand, with its long-standing relationship with the autonomous region of Bougainville, has raised its hands to support the Bougainville Referendum Commission. New Zealand's Foreign Affairs Minister Murray McCully told EMTV News they will make some solid commitments to support Bougainville and prepare it for a referendum come June 15, 2019. Fabian Hakalitz files this report from Buka.
The visit by New Zealand's Foreign Affairs Minister to the autonomous region of Bougainville was very informative because it has strengthened the long-time partnership with Bougainville. New Zealand invested on peace building since after the civil war on the island and wants to see Bougainville's pathway to a referendum be successful.
For support for the Referendum Commission, that's something that I've specifically spent some time working through here. And I'll go back to New Zealand looking to make some solid commitments.
New Zealand will evaluate its programs to ensure it suits the needs of the people of the autonomous region of Bougainville.
a very important phase in the peace-building process and the decision-making process. Having had a long-standing interest in the peace-building work here and the associated development, I wanted to reassure the ABG that we are there for the next chapter and the one after that as well.
Meanwhile, the acting president of the autonomous Bougainville government, Raymond Masono, has thanked the New Zealand government for their continued support on development projects, which is an important resource envelope to fill in the missing gaps in the autonomous Bougainville government's capacity.
The foreign ministers, for example, extending some kind of support to the newly established Bougainville Referendum Commission, and also we relate our appreciation for the government and people of Bougainville on the continued support that the national government has been giving to Bougainville.
In Buka, Fabian Haklitz, National EMTV News.
An awareness program on referendum facilitated by the Office of the Bougainville Electoral Commissioner and the Papua New Guinea Electoral Commission has begun. This awareness is based on the legal electoral aspects of conducting the referendum. Bougainville's acting electoral commissioner, George Manu, revealed that the question and answer sessions show there was lack of awareness on the referendum in South and Central Bougainville. The onus is now on the responsible authorities of the national and autonomous Bougainville governments to implement these awareness activities. The awareness will continue throughout the autonomous region of Bougainville. The governments of New Zealand and Japan are happy to have entered into a partnership with the people of the autonomous region of Bougainville in bringing change and development through electricity supply. The first beneficiaries of the town electrification investment program are the people from Selau Sui constituency.
The electricity power supply brings change into the lives of the people of Selau Sui constituency. For the first time, they have been connected to the power supply thanks to PNG Power Limited. This project has been delivered under the town electrification investment program to improve energy access for rural communities.
Now I'm got power now. Place by look all right now. Before me plan open looking this place enis. Now the son me plan looking this enis na me plan mamas.
Schools, especially the teachers and the sumatin, and me give him big plan change na enhance him teaching and learning.
Autonomous Bougainville Government's Public Utilities Minister Luke Carston, speaking at the light switching on ceremony at Sorum Primary School, thanked the strong partnership that allowed the successful delivery of this project.
Twice this morning, a total of 115 households have already been connected. This will continue through the main highway up to Timputs, including the hydropower site. I am sure that these good relationships will continue to be strengthened as we work together to help Papua New Guinea plan for a renewable energy future.
The light switching on ceremony was officiated by New Zealand's Foreign Affairs Minister Mari McCully. In Buka, Fabian Haklitz, National EMTV News.
South Bougainville MP Timothy Masiu wants a correctional service institution to be built in his electorate. The location of Bekut in North Bougainville has made it difficult for families to visit their loved ones. As CS prisons are becoming rehabilitation centers, it is important to keep prisoners connected to their loved ones. Meanwhile, Jack Gubag, who is the autonomous region of Bougainville CS commander, said more prisons will be built as part of his plans. However, this will happen once the Bekut prison is fixed. Trukai Sports is next, where we bring you details of PNG's OFC semi-final qualifier in Tahiti.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Papua New Guinea have qualified for the OFC Under-17 Championship semi-finals for the first time in the nation's history after a 2-1 victory over Tahiti dashed the host hopes of a dream qualification on home soil. The Melanesians join New Caledonia, who progressed in the top spot after beating Vanuatu 3-2 in the day's earlier match in Tahiti.
Harrison Kamake, Papua New Guinea's coach, was almost completely lost for words following the final whistle.
This is a dream come true for the boys, the first time in this tournament, and I'm really happy for them. And I thank them, I commend them for the effort today.
It wasn't an easy task for Kamake's side as they took on not only a much favoured Tahitian side, but also the boisterous home crowd. Tahiti seemed to have the match under control from the outset, and it took just 10 minutes for them to open the scoring. The first sign that things were up for Papua New Guinea came with the equaliser in the 71st minute, when Jonathan Allen neatly placed a ball past goalkeeper Pito. Emmanuel Simongi leaped high to connect with the delivery and headed home a winner that sent the PNG bench into raptures. And despite their best efforts, Tahiti couldn't pull themselves back in line. Tahiti have finished second in 4 of the last 5 under-17 tournaments, and to lose out on home soil was a major disappointment from Patrice Fachadori's perspective.
Ouais, comme je l'ai dit à vos collègues, là, je pense qu'on a la première mi-temps, on l'a bien en main. On rentre bien dans le match. J'allais dire, comme d'habitude, on a retrouvé nos automatismes sur la maîtrise de la balle. Et ça, c'était intéressant. Après, dans la finition, on a loupé trop d'occasions. Et quand on laisse ces occasions filer, après,
Kamake said his side's mentality is what drove their success, and that fighting spirit and defense contributed a lot to the overall play, helping in the end. Jeremy Mogi, National TV Sports.
AFL PNG has started the 2017 season with a refresher course for coaches, officials and players in preparation for national and international competitions. The under-14 Mosquitoes and Binatangs will be involved in several Australian development programs throughout the year.
AFL Pacific Development Officer Ben Drews said AFL PNG will be busy this year in preparation for international tournaments. The first overseas competition will be on April 25th, which will see the under-14 Mosquitoes and Binatangs participate in the under-16 South Pacific contingent on the Sunshine Coast.
Quite a bit happening overseas this year. Obviously PNG Games now moved to November, so we'll be gearing up. All our regional centres are gearing up for that one, in the men and the women.
Drews says training will become their #1 priority as they prepare for the tournament.
As part of their championship, so they'll play against New South Wales and also in Northern Territory in a few games during June, July, and then we'll work a program through there so they can get some more development and learning for 6 weeks in Australia, and then join the Mosquitoes hopefully as 2 younger players, 17, 18-year-olds, to form that next wave coming through.
After the Pacific Contingent Championships, selections will be carried out in June and July to make up the Mosquitoes team. Jason Dom, National MTV Sports.
The smaller version of the game may not be as popular as their court-sized cousins, but beach volleyball has found a niche and is growing by the week. The Fairfax Volleyball Association has embraced the sport and is hoping to gather more interested players in 2017.
That's why beach is, you need to be very alert, you need to be fast, your reaction should be, really up there. And once you get onto the indoor, then you carry that the mentality and the skill and the alertness and all this.
Played every weekend now at the popular Ella Beach, the 2-man version of the game is more intense, allowing players to develop their versatility across the sand-covered court. A popular and important figure in the sport, Pacific Games PNG representative Hazel Ruger is a leading example of the sport's grow and rise in Port Moresby.
She's one of our key national beach players, I believe that one day she'll, hand over, get her skills across to younger players.
With land a sparse commodity for sport in the nation's capital, beach volleyball has really begun to find a slot for those willing to give the sport a go. Jeremy Mogi, National TV Sports.
And that ends True Guys Sports. We'll be back with the weather details.
True Guys Sports. True Guys Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
Your weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region. In Port Moresby, chances of light showers developing inland tonight. It's mostly fine in Daru and Popondetta. And in Kerema, chances of light showers then morning fog and partly cloudy for Alotau. In the Momase region, fine although cloudy at times for Lae. A chance of light showers developing tonight for Medang. And in Vanimo and Wewak, it's chances of light showers developing inland tonight.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
And that ends National EMTV News. From the entire news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.